And hello out there. I hope you could hear me. And we are in another week of Sports Gluttons. So we are going to make sure all our audio is working and everything's working. And we are here. I hope you're hearing me. And I don't know why I have a split screen of me up. Let's get rid of that. So here we go. There we go. So I got two camera angles going. I'm glad to see you guys out there. This is a wild week. I got my Bengals shirt on and my Marlins hat on. So you got to match colors. So that's what we're doing here. We're matching colors. So I got orange and blue and black and the Bengals. The Bengals are my favorite helmet in the NFL with the stripes. I think it's the most unique. It's cool. Everything is good. All is good out there. It was a wild week in the NFL, and before I came on the air, my wife Paulina was telling me, she's reading something to me about this guy bought a painting at a garage sale for $30. Turns out it is worth $15 million. And she says, why doesn't that happen to us? I got you know what? The only breaks I get are the things I break. That's it. That's all I get. The things I break is what are the breaks I get. So it was a wild one. We had a good week. I went 11 for 13 on my football pool, but like an idiot, if you see my other podcast, Todd, you're an idiot. I didn't take into account the points for the tiebreaker on the Washington-Seattle game. I just didn't think about it. I always put in 47. And then when I really analyze it, I'm thinking these teams are not going to score more than 35 because these are two horrible teams. And so I didn't win because I just played it stupidly. I wanted to go 35. I should have changed it. These two teams, Washington, Seattle, are so horrible. And we'll talk about that. These two teams could not move the ball. Russell Wilson, what happened to that guy? He went from a Super Bowl player to a quarterback to someone who should be on the Giants. I mean, that's where he belongs. This guy's horrible. He's throwing it all over. I wish I could show highlights. I'm going to show some highlights. I'm going to show highlights from the Bears Lions game because I knew that game was going to be so bad. I did commentary on that game, and I'm going to show you home commentary, and I think I may do one game every week to just talk about the ridiculousness of some of these plays. So we're going to bring on some of our guests. We're going to talk about some of our sports gluttons. If you're out there, you can join the chat. Let's see. Let's make sure everything is going out clearly. I want to make sure everything is working good before we get going here. And we're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. And let's see, make sure the Facebook link is. We are working all over the place. We are online all over. I'm happy to hear that. Having some success this week. No, that's not the MO of this show. We're sports gluttons, but we are not technical TV experts. Although Lou is a technical TV expert, let's get Lou in the mix here.
Yeah, right.
Lou,
real technical.
Lou runs the. What do you run down there in New Orleans, Lou?
Nothing. I'm retired.
Oh, I thought you were like in charge. Well, you were in charge of some of the Superdome or the production of this.
No. I was director of broadcasting for the Pelicans.
Right. But it gives you some knowledge, right?
Yeah, a little bit. But, we don't take more credit than we actually need.
No, I hope your skills were better than the Pelicans.
Hey, they're on a streak. I think they've run 3 in a row. Let's give them a little credit.
Yeah.
They're back tonight playing the Mavericks. We're going to check in on them in a bit.
It's so funny that I dropped my Maverick shot glass before and dropped it all over the floor and broke it. So is Zion Williamson playing? What's the story with him?
He's close.
He's like the current Andrew Bynum, except with more skills than Andrew Bynum.
Yeah, I would agree on that one. Hey, when we're talking football, I want to congratulate Boston English High School, the oldest public high school in America, of defeating Boston Latin School in the annual Thanksgiving Day game. and English has ruled once again over the Latin boys. That's all. Just get my 2 cents in. And I will add one more thing.
Yeah.
The new coach at LSU is a Boston boy.
Oh, we
Brian
like
Kelly.
that. Lou is from Boston. Lou was working with the Celtics for a while, so that's where his heart was. He went to New Orleans, and
Yeah.
Lou's got a book. Lou, you got your book handy? Show it.
1 second.
Lou's got a book. Well, now Lou's getting off. You know what? So I'm going to take Lou off for a second. I don't want to look at his printer. So, and we're going to bring in Mr. Rick's Picks. We're going to bring in Mr. Rick's Picks. And
what's up?
How'd your picks do this week, Mr. Rick's Picks?
We won a little money. I was okay on Thanksgiving. Buffalo saved me. I just, I laid big on Buffalo. I felt that they were going to just come through, which they did. I also, like you, watched that Chicago and Detroit game, and liked Detroit to keep it close at home, and it didn't look good for a while, and somehow they clawed back, right?
Right. And Buffalo won big against, ironically, Lou's Saints.
Yeah.
Lose down in New Orleans.
Yeah, the Saints, they didn't really have a good game. The Saints aren't that good.
They're not that good.
And they didn't have Alvin Kamara. Without Kamara, they're not that, there's nothing there to me that scares you. They don't have any great wide receivers. They're playing with the third string quarterback or set.
Right?
I think they're going back to Taysom Hill now, so we'll see what that's like. But
they're on a 4-game losing streak, and not even to good teams. Buffalo, Philadelphia, and Atlanta.
Ooh,
and they got a tough one this week against Dallas.
I love Dallas. I love Dallas. I love them. I think they'll cover -4, 4.5, depends where you bet it. I don't, even though I think Mike McCarthy's out with COVID, the coach, right. I don't think it's going to be a factor. They have a competent replacement with the offensive coordinator. I like Tony Pollard right now. I think he's playing better than Zeke. Oh, I lost you, Toddy. I lost your microphone.
Here we go. Did McCarthy used to coach the Packers?
Yeah, the same guy. Yeah.
So ironically, he's got the illness, and the
illness.
Rodgers had the illness, and obviously it didn't affect him too much, as he is back to strength.
Oh yeah,
the Packers.
He shook that off. I think his toe is a bigger problem now than any COVID illness. But apparently they can shoot you up pretty well and you don't feel it. He said he was playing with 9 toes, but I think as long as he has his arm.
I've licked 9 toes before.
As long as his arm is working, I'm okay with 9 toes. I think the Packers are I just bet them. It's really hard to figure out who's going to win the Super Bowl. I think it's really hard to pick it at the beginning of the season.
Last week's show, I was talking about how there is no dominance in this league. Every team is capable of losing any week. Like they just lose. Like for some reason, they just lose. So I want to bring more people into the mix, but I want to get Lou back in for a second. And Lou, let's see Lou wrote a book that's available on Amazon, and it's a good book. I read it. Yeah, and it talks about his world producing the Boston Celtics games, and Lou, give a little plug, buddy.
Yeah, Hope Junkie. It follows my career from when I started with the Celtics, went on to Philadelphia and Charlotte with the Hornets, to New Orleans, to Oklahoma City, back to New Orleans. And it covers the broadcasting side of the business, where the people I know, the people I worked with, some of the players I got along with and enjoyed. And it's lighthearted. There's nothing salacious. So if you're looking for any of the garbage, you're not going to see it in the book. But it's all good stuff. It starts back with 85, and it comes to all the way to my career in New Orleans. So that's Hoop Junkie. And as Todd attested, it's a pretty good read.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I wanted to just like go through some stories with you at some point, and
Yes, we will.
I think it's a cool book, and
Yep.
it's interesting to get insight when you're around these players, and um, people don't, they get a feeling, but you're around people, and
Well, the public
uh,
doesn't see them anymore with charters and the whole bit. In the old days, we used to walk through the airport and people would be able to see the players. But now with the chartering and everything, they're in a bubble constantly for the entire
right.
season.
Right. Yeah, it's not. And then, I've seen people at the airport there. Some people are nice, some people are not nice. And oh, that's cool. That's great that we have that your book. Show it one more time. And people can get it on Amazon. It's a very cool book. You could get it through Kindle. You could order it. You could bring it down. And it's a very enjoyable book. I really,
And if you're in broadcasting, there's people in here I guarantee it.
yep. And and one day I'll be promoting my book, How to Lose Friends and Criticize People. So that. All
Nah.
right, so we're gonna bring Rick back in, and we're gonna bring Eric in, and um, I wonder if we'll have some of our familiar folks come in also. So Eric is Eric. Where are you in right now? What area?
Oh, my bedroom.
No, Eric, not you're in your house.
I'm in
Like,
Sherman Oaks,
Eric,
Los
you want to
Angeles.
put your phone number up with a map and say, just join
No.
me?
Yeah,
So
I'm in 99142 zip code,
okay.
Sherman Oaks, part of Los
Oh,
Angeles.
I was in Sherman Oaks last night. We went to see a screening that we're not allowed to talk about. So
No,
it was we have an
I was going to ask
NDA,
what
and
you saw.
we're not allowed to say, but it was an interesting movie on a take of the king of rock and roll at one point. So don't say any names, and his relationship with his manager, and so it was a interesting. I didn't know the background of it, but it was a pretty cool movie. There was some directing things I couldn't stand. They gave a survey at the end, and I was happy to answer that. So, all righty. So this weekend. So Rick, how did you end up? What was you ended up doing on the positive side?
A little bit on the positive side. I'd have to go back.
You had that, Rick, you had that under on that wide receiver. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Good memory. Yes.
Rookie wide receiver.
Yes.
Unbelievable. I didn't bet
Hits.
it.
Yeah,
I was
he didn't even
impressed.
he didn't even come close to the number either. He got totally taken out. And I guess a lot of bettors follow that very closely with the Patriots because they go after their best. Belichick goes after their best players. So let's look at who they're playing. Buffalo. So, probably a good play would be to go under on Stephon Diggs. I mean, they're going to try to shut him down. That's their best player. I haven't looked at what his number is, but I would think that might be the play there. They're going to try to, that's what he does. He takes away the best guy, and that's their best guy. So that means you might want to go over on Cole Beasley and some of the other wide receivers on Buffalo, but I would be scared to think Diggs might go off. So we'll see. Although, let me just add that last year they played and Diggs had 3 touchdowns. So take that for what it is.
Yeah, I kind of stay away from the player props at this point. I usually try them during the playoffs.
Oh, that's cool.
But
Eric, are you in a football pool or anything, or what's your story?
I just do my offshore betting, which has been going very well, except after a big win on a couple parlays on Sunday.
No, Eric's having a streaming problem. Eric's having a
anytime.
streaming problem.
That's when it was getting good.
Yeah, so I want to hear about it. He's got to get back in. So I went 11 for 13. And if you heard the beginning of the show, my bad thing was I just automatically put a points in for the point with the tiebreaker, and I didn't think because Washington and Seattle are so bad. Like you watch those games, I think Washington, they didn't have a first, or one of them didn't have a first down from the first quarter to the fourth quarter. Like, how do you not have a first down? And these guys cannot move the ball. So it was.
No, yeah, it was an ugly game. You're right about that.
Oh, actually, I've been doing well with Washington the last couple weeks. I think they're picking up steam. It was nail biting time at the very end because I took Washington, but I think they're the heels of the Cowboys now. In the
Yeah,
East.
no, you got that right. Washington, which I thought would be a good team this year, is now finally playing better. Finally, and their defenses, which we all thought would be good, is really stepped up. So we'll see. They're right in. Believe it or not, as bad as they've been, apparently they are in the hunt.
They won 3 in a row, and they're playing the Raiders coming up. I just thought, though, they played so poorly that was a big deal. That showed a lot of problems for them. They got a lot of problems. That was a horrendous showing on their part. So, and Seattle, like Russell Wilson, I don't know what's going on with that guy. They are just such a bad team. That was just such a bad team.
He's probably going to say adios, and Pete Carroll is either going to have to step down or get fired. I think it's time for him to finally hang it up. I think.
I agree. I think it's. I mean, he's. I think 72. I think it's showing.
Let him go to the UFC game.
Yeah, talk about like bad coaching. So I did a little thing this week where I talked about this stuff. I hope the audio comes up. But watch this set of downs. It's going to be like about a minute or so. Feels to be like on the coach of an unwinning team. They were like 0-9-1. Oh yeah, look. Well, there was no audio on that, so sorry about that. It just showed how these teams cannot run the ball. They can't. I don't get it. With these teams. So yeah, let's just show it. Feels to be like on the coach of an unwinning team. They were like 0-9-1. Oh yeah, look, it's right on the scoreboard. 0-9-1. Brilliant. And Chicago's no better, but at least he's got a few wins. But that was a different clip. That was showing like I was talking about how I'm surprised the audio didn't come up. I was talking about how Andy Dalton just for Chicago doesn't take the game seriously anymore. Like you're talking about Russell Wilson, he's had it. Andy Dalton just doesn't care. He smirks. And that's one of the problems with these guys making so much money. They don't care. They come in and they could do whatever they want. So who watched that Chicago-Detroit game? Anyone watch that game? You watched it, right?
Of course I watched it.
Well, yeah, because I've been picking the last couple of weeks. I've been picking Detroit, and at least they've been covering by the points. Maybe they'll get a win. That's why Chicago. Who do they have? That I put it down this week. Well, sorry
Arizona.
guys. Like Arizona. Is Murray playing?
Yeah, I think he's playing. I think he does play.
I think they're so solid. Well, here's how I look at it. If they're playing Chicago, I don't know. Do you bring Murray back or do you let him heal a little bit more? Chicago is not such a great team. So you let your guys sit and bring. Colt McCoy is having he's playing great. So why not just let him play this crappy team?
What do they have? A 2 or 3 game lead now over the Rams.
Yeah, they're 9-2. So let's see. Yeah, the Rams are 7-4.
Oh, and Rick, you were talking about Buffalo before. This surprised me. The Ravens have a better record than the Bills.
Yeah, I don't know how the Ravens do it. They just kind of seem to scratch by and win ugly games, and I don't know how they're doing it. Truthfully,
well, you know what? Here's their win.
That coach is good.
They beat Detroit, Minnesota, Chicago, and Cleveland. So 4 teams that are really kind of crappy.
Cleveland sucks. Cleveland do not. Every time I try to bet them or get behind them, it's just a disaster. I am not.
Right.
And I don't know about you guys. Are you just out on Baker Mayfield at this point?
Right.
I mean, out. I mean, I just don't think
With
he's
Cleveland?
near. I don't think Baker Mayfield is anywhere.
Cleveland's got to buy this week. Cleveland's got to buy. Baltimore plays Pittsburgh.
I'm saying with Baker Mayfield, I think he's up for a contract. I would not give it to him. I would not.
You know, who do they go? Like, there are such bad quarterbacks. Like, who do you go for? So Lou, have you been following the Saints down in New Orleans?
A little bit. It looks like Taysom Hill is going to be the starting quarterback tomorrow night. They've made
What
the
is he, the
decision.
sixth-string quarterback?
No, he is the all-purpose running back, tight end, wide receiver, quarterback. So he'd be making his appearance as a starting quarterback. Kamara, I'm being told, is probably going to play, but they still haven't decided on that. What else do I have here? And that's basically it. This is Peyton's problem. He's going to be first time in a long, long time that they've lost all these games straight in a row. And I don't want to say the wheels are coming off it yet because of the injury, so that's not fair. Right. But they're not as good as people think they are, as you can see.
They're playing Dallas, so that's a tough one. And then they play the Jets after.
Yeah.
The Jets, New Orleans could be an interestingly bad game.
It could be something to watch. Yeah.
Well, I think with Taysom, you know, he's had that concussion protocol for a long time. I think he's going to be real rusty. They don't have the running game, and the Cowboys lost that really heartbreaker on Thanksgiving. They've lost a couple now, right, in a row, or just one. So I don't know. That's a toss-up. I'm actually going to stay away from that game from a betting perspective, but I think the Cowboys are going to be fired up, and I think the Saints are going to be. It's going to be tough for them to get a little cohesiveness going.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and Rick likes Dallas. Dallas has lost 3 of the
four
last
and a half.
4.
Is it? It's 4.5.
3 of the last 4.
It's 4 and 4.5, depending where you get it. I'm going to lay the number, I think, here, because if you're the Cowboys, you have to get this game. You're playing against a team that's kind of reeling, and you're supposed to win this game, especially if you're going to. I mean, if they choke it out here and don't get that win, I mean, wow, like Washington.
Well, Washington's right on them, and San Francisco's right up there in the wild card.
Yeah,
it's a must game for the Cowboys for sure.
And look, the Saints, it's a must game for them too. They could be 6-6, right? And
they could be almost in the playoffs, or they could be out.
Right. So it's interesting, but I'm going to go with who I think has the better talent. I also like the fact that I think Tony Pollard. I don't know if you guys have been watching him. I believe he gives the Cowboys more pop than Zeke now, in my opinion. So
yes, I happen to agree with you. I think these running backs, after 4 or 5 years, except for Henry, they lose their mojo. And Fournette's been having a great year, but a lot of these running backs, I'm wondering, if Zeke's seen his best days are behind him.
Yeah, don't forget your point about Fournette. He didn't really, once he got out of Jacksonville, he didn't get hit a lot he kind of rests. He didn't play a lot. Like he kind of scrambled, and he was even the backup in Tampa until they went until Ronald Jones got hurt. So I think his body kind of healed, and that's why we're seeing a former number 1 pick, look kind of strong right now. But going back to Taysom Hill, I don't know if you guys play fantasy football, but he is a fantasy football darling. So they love him because of his running ability. Yeah. And a lot of people in the fantasy world are scrambling to maybe roster him right now.
Don't you think that was a pretty?
I want to add a fantasy segment at some point. So, because I think a lot of people are into that stuff. So,
count me in. I'm in too many leagues. So count me in though. Count me in. I love fantasy football. I love it and hate it.
Okay. See, I don't even understand it.
Yeah.
So,
I love it. It's one of my. I would say it's a hobby pastime. It's one of my favorite things to do. To me, that's the only reason why I could watch Detroit and Chicago, because of fantasy football.
Hey, I got
I
a friend
watch it
here in New
because it's
Orleans.
they're so bad that I gotta like I look at it and I go I can't believe that stuff is happening. Like yeah, like check out this. This is from that game and why. And I wish there was audio, but just these short passes kill me. They're funny in the fast mode. I should go double fast mode. That's they do that a lot. These little pass outs, and you have 5 of them in a row, and you gain 8 yards, but you're 5 for 5. What does that mean? So let's speed this up a little bit. So, and then
Fantasy.
then they come back with another short pass, and they're just you couldn't hear the audio on those, huh?
No.
No,
Well,
no.
the whole short passing game. I mean, that's why these guys have the incredible, accuracy in QBRs now. And a lot of what kills me is sometimes I remember when Aaron Rodgers just gave a little shovel pass to Aaron Jones, and he got a super long run, and it's counted as pass yardage, when it should be a run. And
Right.
that's just so much of the NFL. That's why I was, even though the Rams, I want to talk a lot more about them, but at least they had some long bombs connecting on some long bombs. And I'm going off subject here, but when the Rams let go of Deshaun Jackson, they say it's possibly because Stafford can't deliver him the ball when he's open. He can't throw it as far. But when Deshaun Jackson caught that long bomb, he's only one behind Jerry Rice now for the all-time lead for greater than 50-yard touchdowns. And he's not considered like an all-time great receiver, but isn't that an amazing statistic?
Right.
That he's second in all-time 50-plus touchdowns?
That is a great stat. Yeah, wow. I believe it. I've seen him do it time and time again. I think he even did it last week with the Raiders.
Exactly. That's when he moved into second place. But it seems like most of the game now is the short little dinks. Bill Walsh kind of started it with his schematics.
I don't know if the audio is going to come up on this, but this is the short, and I hope this plays. And it just got to me like this teams are so bad. So let me see if I can get this one going. The Rams. So let's take. Oh, I was pissed at each other. Oh boy. Let's take a like stupid. You're on your own 3, and you're offsides, and you push it back a yard and a half. Look at this. This is such a dangerous spot. And then they do these runs. No gain. I mean, it's definitely safety territory. So, they do these little. They just and they had a 4 and out there. They did all little runs. And I'm thinking the coaching is so bad for that stuff. I don't know where these guys.
On that point, Todd, I want to talk about the Rams a little. I mean, besides Stafford going for his 3rd pick six, he had the fumble, which turned into a touchdown. So that's 14 points. And then Sean McVay joined the train of going for the 4th and 1. What were they on? Like their own 30, 35? And he went for it on 4th down. They didn't get it, and the Packers turned it into field goal. That's 17 points right there. The Rams, if Stafford doesn't keep doing his pick six and his turnovers, and then Sean McVay on the coaching, I mean, what's he thinking? This trend of going for it on 4th down when you're on your own yard, when you're in your own territory is crazy to me.
Who did Green Bay beat?
They beat the Rams. But they beat them by 8, and you take away McVay giving up that field goal and the pick six and the fumble, and the Rams win. They're just coming unglued. I mean, this is the 3rd straight loss. I haven't seen McVay. It's tied for his worst streak, and that was in his first season.
Right.
And,
Rams have lost 3 in a row.
Exactly.
Guess what, though? The schedule maker. The schedule maker is giving them the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I think that streak will end. And I don't know about you, Eric. They got that spread at 12.5. I hate laying 12.5. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I think they're going to kick At home, I think it's a 20-point win. Jacksonville's terrible. They got nothing to offer.
I don't know.
Well,
I've taken Jacksonville and the points the last few weeks and done all right, and I keep losing on the Rams, so I'm kind of afraid to even bet on that one because they've disappointed me so much.
Did they cover last week? I thought they missed.
Jacksonville hasn't scored 20 points in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. They haven't scored 20
I think
points.
they didn't cover last week, Eric. I think they missed by a little bit. I think they
I didn't take them last week, but I'm terrified of doing anything with the Rams involved because they've been so breaking my heart.
Just throw a little $20 on your team and just for interest sake. Nothing that's going to make you sweat, but I think you're going to cash. I don't see it. I see a 34-13 is the score there.
I don't know if I'm going out of sequence here, but the gimme game for me this week is the Broncos. I got them at plus 13 against the Chiefs. It's down to 10.
Eric, we're used to you going out of sequence.
Yeah,
but I want to see. I'm hoping this video works. Casey, the girl with the most CDs around. Let's see if this audio works here.
Week 12 of the NFL is in the books, which means it's time for some tasty cake.
All right, I'm going to get her back on another one, but let's bring in Julio into the mix.
Julio.
Yo, Julio.
Hey, guys.
He's back.
I heard you guys talking about my Rams. I totally agree with Eric. McVay, what a mess. Terrible.
You poor Rams fans.
I actually have Jacksonville winning this week. That's how pissed off I am. I'm disillusioned. I'm disgruntled. I'm pissed off. I just, we're falling apart, man. It's.
Well,
I don't know.
We get for the Jaguars. Yes, I'd agree with you. But
that Woods injury seems to be a lot bigger, than everyone thought it would be, and we got no running game. And where's our defense? We added Von Miller, and he's not doing anything. Aaron Donald hasn't done anything. We're just falling apart.
Yeah, to counter that front line with Aaron Donald and with Von Miller, what teams are doing are they're running these quick slant plays, screen plays to get that front line out of the mix. And the Rams need to prepare for that, man. They need to be ready for that, and they're not. They're not ready for teams to adapt to that defense of theirs. And what can I say about Matt Stafford? I know that he's hurt, but he's just terrible, man. And Jefferson needs to step up. They're double teaming Odell Beckham. Jefferson needs to step up. Someone else needs to step up. I don't know, man. I'm just so disillusioned with the Rams right now.
I've heard some people even question, and I happen to maybe even agree with them, that Matthew Stafford, perhaps he's so used to losing that it's in his DNA now, and he can't be a winner.
Yeah,
when you guys were all celebrating him early in the season, I wasn't feeling it. I knew he had this self-destructive capability that you guys are now seeing.
Oh my God.
Because
it's horrible.
McVay's better than anything he had in Detroit, but we'll see, man. We'll see. If you guys are off the train now, if they lose to the Jaguars, that train is really off the tracks because that team barely competes at this point.
Julio, I think you might want to put the same amount of money on the points, and you'll probably win that and break even.
Hey, you know what? Right now, I totally agree. In regards to Stafford's mentality, maybe he is so used to losing. Maybe he's coming down to earth. I don't know, but and I know that I'm probably going to pay for saying this, and I'm probably going to get struck by lightning, but Deshaun Watson looks good right now.
Oh yeah, we were talking about him before you, Deshaun Jackson. You made the same mistake.
No. I think he meant Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson.
The guy who likes massages. The guy who likes massages. Well, if he comes to LA, there's a ton of massage parlors here, so it'll be all right.
I'm sure it'll be a happy ending.
I'm sure. There's one in every corner in our town, so they better watch him.
Didn't we tie Stafford up for a while? How's our cap and all that stuff?
Wow.
You know what? Let me. I think I got Casey here going. She talks a little Rams. Let's see if I can get this going here.
Week 12 of the NFL is in the books, which means it's time for some tasty Casey takes. Watching the Rams game reminded me of something the Detroit beat writer once said about Matthew Pad Statsford. Yeah, garbage time against the Packers, get over 300 yards passing, and get a decent quarterback rating by the end of the day. He's actually tied for highest quarterback rating in the league still. However, at key points in the game, he threw interceptions, including a pick-6, and came up very small with some errant passes. The Rams are probably wondering,
See that.
Yo, we
Yeah,
lost him.
Pat Stafford. We've heard
Once
that one before.
again, the inmates take over the asylum.
He's going on a sideways look, man.
Todd, we don't
Julio, I
hear
thought
you.
you
We
were-
do see you.
I thought you were a Raiders man also.
No, I've never
Rams
liked the
all the way,
Raiders.
huh?
Yeah,
Hey, well, Todd's not here. Your heart must be breaking that we lost Seager and Scherzer.
oh my God. You know, I
Seager
can't.
gets injured a lot.
Yeah, you know, Seager, I can't blame the guy. 325 million for 10 years is a lot of money.
It is.
I just think that the Texas Rangers are making a huge mistake, just like they did with A-Rod. I think he's going to be a rental for 2 years. They're going to sell his contract to the Yankees. He's going to end up on the Yankees, guys. I mean,
Really? Wow.
I think Texas is making the same mistake. And then they signed Simeon to, I can't remember how much money. I mean, just in 2 players, I mean, they're tying up a lot of money. Texas Rangers always make the stupid mistakes. Always. It's,
Yeah,
I mean,
like we can afford. I just hate to see him go because to me he was such a Dodger, you know, and he was so great in the World Series. But we got Trey Turner, so we can even afford to let Kershaw go maybe. But I'd like to see him stay as a Dodger.
yeah, you know, I'm worried about Kershaw's elbow, though. You know, I think he should have opted for Tommy John maybe last year. Could have gone back, you know, same as Dustin May when he comes back, because that Tommy John surgery, man, it's like a year and a half to recover. So I don't know about Kershaw, man. He's so suspect with that elbow tenderness or that elbow strain or whatever he has in his elbow. I would have just gone with Tommy John surgery. And if you guys remember, I think Tommy John, you know, when he got his surgery, I think it was, you know, latter in his years. I think when he was late 30s, and I remember him pitching for the Angels. So I think Kershaw should have done that, but you know, it's either retirement or Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, he's just unavailable. Unavailable.
Scherzer, I knew he was going to leave, man. I just knew he was going to stick
He was a
around.
rental, and his arm's starting to go. I wouldn't have. I mean, I think the Dodgers were smart. I mean, 3 years at his age for that kind of money, I think that's a little risky.
45 million a year, something like that.
Yeah, the Mets, you know, and I hope we don't have any Mets fans here, but the Mets always make these stupid mistakes as well, man. They, you know, they don't draft well like the Dodgers do or the, you know, other organizations. They just always rely on these free agents. I think they were going to lose Javi Baez, from my understanding, to the Detroit Lions.
He heard
Not the
you
Detroit
about
Lions.
the
Sorry,
Mets.
the Tigers. Sorry, the
About the Mets.
Tigers.
I hope it's got Tom Seaver's number on it.
Apparently, it's not.
They fit it on there, huh? Your whole name.
Nice.
Your
we
mic's
lost-
off.
I guess
We can't
it
hear
doesn't
you,
have
Todd.
audio. No audio, Toddy.
Your mic's off.
I mean, the Mets
Is this
haven't been
the-
relevant since '86.
Todd, your
This
mic
is
is
the
off.
third,
You can hear us.
Is this the third different format that we've had?
Yeah,
it's-
it is. At least it's working for us, but
It works
Yeah,
for
it's
us, but it
weird.
always.
But always-
Freewheeling.
yeah, we can't hear him. So I
Lou,
guess
what were those? You were the producer for what? Boston, Oklahoma.
I was Celtics, Larry Bird years, 85 to
time to do
90. Had a couple of good guys to watch.
Mhm.
Was with Charles in Philadelphia for 2 seasons until he unloaded him. moved from Boston to Charlotte, was with the Hornets through the Grandmama, Muggsy, and Alonzo years. From there, we moved to New Orleans through the Baron Davis years, the Chris Paul years, the Jamal Mashburn years, and Oklahoma City, where Seattle lost their team because of what we did in Oklahoma City.
Oh, how many years were you in OKC?
2 years. We were there because of Katrina. We moved to Oklahoma City.
I remember when OKC gave the Lakers a tough time in the playoffs, and I'm like, these guys are for real.
But I'll tell you, I knew that Oklahoma City was a major league city when we had a home game on a Saturday night in November. Earlier in the day, the Cowpokes up in Stillwater sold out. OU down in Norman sold out, and we sold out that night. And it showed that those fans were going to come out for sports. And as they say, the rest is history.
They really need a Major League Baseball team in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, they do, to play at Mickey Mantle's restaurant right outside. They got a beautiful ballpark downtown there. But they'll support it.
Who's the nearest team for them? Who do they support? Who's the nearest?
Dallas. Dallas is only 2 hours down the road from OKC.
So they're big Texas Rangers fans?
I would assume so. Because if you go north, there's, what do you got? Wichita. You go east, it's the Texas teams.
Well, back to football.
Hello there. There's a ventriloquist talking like Todd.
I see the Patriots. It's amazing. What is it, 6 straight now?
Yep.
And I see the Patriots, and then maybe the Bills, but they're kind of like schizophrenic. 1 week they're on it, and the next week they're not. And then maybe the Chiefs finally starting to come on. I don't know.
Well, I still like Tennessee too a little bit.
I think I'm off Tennessee. I just don't. I think it's finally caught up without the Derrick Henry. Losing him, I think it's caught up to them. And now they don't even have AJ Brown in the lineup. They got nothing on offense.
That's true.
They got nothing to offer. They're easy to stop. But going back to New England, Buffalo, that's Monday night. That should be good.
Oh, right.
That's Monday night at Buffalo.
Buffalo by 3.
I'm gonna say New England all the way, man.
I'm going the other way. I'm going the other way. There's no way. I can't do it. I know Belichick is the GOAT, but he's that much better than every other coach, isn't he? That they can make, because I always tell my other Charger fans, I'm like, imagine if Belichick was the coach of the Chargers with that talent. Would they ever lose?
Yeah. See, after I just saw you reveal your true identity with the Charger bolt coming up, but they've been breaking my heart and my bank account.
I know.
Last week
but one thing the Patriots have, which I think a lot of the other teams don't have, they have an owner who sticks with their guy, no matter what happens. Belichick runs the football operation with the owner saying, do what you want.
Because apparently he wanted Brady to stay.
Yep.
Kraft.
Well, Kraft wasn't so wrong about that. We're seeing
maybe him and Deshaun Watson should get together on the same team.
Yeah.
That's going to be, I think this is the game of the week. New England, Buffalo.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So you can hear me now. It's tough running this show.
Yeah.
No, we just freelance. We do fine.
I'm glad you guys are able to move along without me.
Well, we went all the way to Monday night because that was the one that caught everyone's eye with the Patriots winning 6 in a row and the heckle and jive Buffalo Bills coming in. But I like Josh Allen still to somehow figure out how to win at home. That's my pick. I'm not gonna bet it. But
New England has won 6 in a row.
Yep.
So you break down their season by half, and they were 2-4, and now they're 6-0, and they beat. I would say Tennessee is a decent team.
Yeah.
The Chargers.
The Bengals are for real.
Bengals got the Chargers this week, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, I
Chargers
think
got Cincinnati. Chargers at Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I'm-
I'll
I
take
don't like-
Cincinnati.
You
I
got
like Cincinnati. Unfortunately,
I could see Cincinnati winning that game too.
Right, but hang on. So listen to what the Chargers, the Patriots, in their last 6 games, and this is when they lost to Dallas 35-29. They scored 54, 27. They beat Carolina by 18, 24-6. They scored 45 against Cleveland, 25-0 against the Falcons, and 36-13 against Tennessee. So, they all of a sudden came alive. It was like that game against Tampa Bay they lost, and then they kind of maybe woke them up. And then Buffalo, you break their season down. We thought they were going to be great. They were 4-1, and now they are 1-2-3-3. So losing to the Jaguars 6-0.
Oh,
Well,
that was bad.
like Rick and Lou, you guys were alluding to, Belichick's greatness. I mean, Mac Jones, they were saying he was going to be 1 or 2 to the 49ers and the Jets, and I thought that was unbelievably high. But then he goes all the way down to 15, and Belichick saw something and knew he was right for his system. And a rookie doing this is amazing.
No, he
He's
looks
a good
nice.
judge.
I'm gonna.
And they have a wonderful habit of picking up these stray dogs, for lack of better terms,
I'm
that
gonna
develop.
target Mac.
Give them a couple of seasons and chuck them.
He's no Matt Castle, that's for sure. He's not a Matt Castle.
Is Mac Jones is he that much better than everyone thought, or is it Belichick just fitting him working his system beautifully with him?
I think he's in the right system.
I think it's the system and the quarterback.
It's the system. Yeah.
Perfect match.
Well, something fell in with something fell right with them. New England is just all of a sudden.
Hey, Belichick was in the locker room and he said the following: "He ain't here anymore. We got to do it ourselves."
Yeah, and
Brady's
they're playing good. We're going to add someone else to the mix. Someone who lives in a place where NFL is probably the biggest sport around. Canada.
Oh, Roland.
I can't hear you guys, but
Roland.
you guys can hear me.
We hear you.
Hello, Roland.
But all right, we get Roland. You hear us or
We'll
no?
figure it out.
Okay.
You
You hear us or no? All right. We're gonna pull him off for a second. I'm gonna private chat him. Hopefully he'll see it. And so if we're going to go down the line now, let's see what we got. If we're going to go game by game, Dallas at New Orleans, we already kind of discussed. And let me see if I have some notes that I was thinking about here. Let's see if they come up for the games. Just that. Oh, you know what? Here's the thing I saw about Dallas. I think their secondary defensively is horrible. So if they play, Rick's not there. If they play, what do you think, Roland? We got you? Don't got Roland yet. So we, Rick's there now. I thought Dallas's secondary is just awful, and if they play a team that has a good passing game, they're in trouble. So luckily they, against New Orleans, they will not have much trouble, right?
Yeah,
Plus, I think Amari Cooper is slated to come back as well.
That'll help a lot.
Is Quinn going to be the coach? I kind of think the Cowboys are going to do better without McCarthy.
Yeah, Quinn's coaching. Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think about that?
I think you're right. I think
Jerry will have a decision to make.
I think he's competent. I also think Kellen Moore can focus on play calling. They'll be all right.
Hey, Roland.
Hey, guys.
You hear?
I can hear you.
You hear us? Oh, look at
Yeah,
Roland. Roland, a TV expert, can't figure out audio. That's why you're in the tape room, Roland.
Can you hear me now? I can't hear you.
Yeah,
we hear us.
Excellent. Yes, I can. Yes.
So, Roland, I'll give you a little introduction on Roland. Roland is the guy when you watch a replay and it rolls the wrong way, and they go, "What? No, it's the wrong way." That's Roland. That's Roland. He's rolling the wrong way. That's why
Are
his
you,
name is
are you
Roland.
RNO? Are you the RO guy?
Rolling the wrong way. Roland.
Yeah, my parents named me Will. Yes, they did.
Yes, they did. So,
So we're all on the Cowboys in this game. Is that what happened?
Yeah, I think so. Because they're not playing. I would say the Cowboys are going to have trouble with. Well, you know what? Here's the Cowboys got it pretty easy. They got the Saints, the Redskins. Yes, the Redskins. The Giants, Washington again, and then they have Arizona and Philadelphia. You're looking at like them going 1, 2, 3, 4,
5,
at least 5-1, if not 6-0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-1, if not 6-0. So they could end up 12-5. You know, not that their division is anything spectacular to begin with. You know, they don't have. That's not a tough division.
No,
you know, they could lose the rest of the games and win that division.
Well, got to watch it. Washington's doing a little better.
They are.
You know, I'm telling you, like I said, watching that game, Washington cannot move the ball. They can't move the ball. I am not impressed by Washington in any way. Like, and who have they got? Well, Washington's got coming up the Raiders, the Cowboys, Philly. They got a tough schedule. Dallas twice. You know, they got a tough schedule. So all right, let's go back to the. What was that?
I was going to say, or you can look at it from their perspective. They control their own destiny because I think they have 4 division games left. So they if they actually catch it, they can do well. They got Philly, Dallas. I mean, they could really change the course of their season if they play well in those games. I'll be honest with you. With Washington, I'm impressed by Heineke.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I don't know. There's something about that guy. He's got.
I'm not.
You're not impressed. I think he's good.
No.
What about you guys, Julio? You're shaking your head. He's
right? Hey man, he's making some throws that seasoned veterans have made, like Pro Bowl quarterbacks. You know, he's got this short window and he's just making those passes. Can he be consistent with it? I don't know, but
you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to take their game, especially the one with Washington and Seattle, and everybody watch it together and just watch and comment on I would say how bad they are, but
Todd, I got to tell you.
Roland.
Yeah.
So give us your take on football. You in a truck last week or
no?
What's your deal?
I'm under COVID quarantine. I got COVID a week and a half ago, so I'm still recuperating. Yeah.
How you feeling? You're our second panelist.
Better than friends of mine who are Seattle Seahawks fans because I think they're on suicide watch right now.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Along with Pete Carroll.
Oh my God.
Having COVID's better than being a Seahawks fan. I think that's one of the greatest statements I've heard in a while.
Oh yeah. Roland, you need me to send you any ivermectin or what?
No, we have plenty of that horse stuff here already. It's all right.
That's good.
We got lots of stuff bad.
That's good.
No, it's about as bad as a bad cold gets. Thankfully, just over-the-counter medicine has done the trick. So yeah, I'm on the mend. I'm heading in the right direction. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. You're doing better than the Ottawa Senators, right? Didn't they cancel games? They had 10 players.
Yeah, they did. Absolutely, they did. Yeah, I mean, it's going to catch everybody. Eventually.
I hope not. I hope not.
Well, God bless him. Your mouth to God's ears. So
the last thing he said to me was, "Don't call."
I got it. I caught it.
Yeah.
I caught it.
You had it?
I had it, and I'm back, and I had it with my vax.
So did I. Absolutely. Yeah.
But like you said, I wasn't that bad. I mean, I felt like I tried to explain it this way. If I was my iPhone, I would have been at 68% battery.
Right.
That's not bad.
That's kind of how
That's not bad.
You could operate.
This is a good conversation for the NFL. I like this. It's better than watching multiple efforts or multiple episodes of a holiday bake show or something like that.
All righty. So let's. Where were we? So we go Dallas, Tampa Bay, Atlanta. Is that really a? I mean, is that to me is no surprise. That's like a Tampa Bay all the way. Atlanta has fallen apart. The Falcons are a mess.
Well, not if you're playing against the spread. It's 11 points, which is a lot for an NFL game.
That's big. That's big. The only problem there is the Falcons got destroyed 2 games in a row by New England. They were shut out 25-0, and then the week before they lost to Dallas 43-3. So
and the week before that, they destroyed the Saints.
Yeah, but they won last week.
A close one, 27-25.
They won last week on a bad team.
Right.
Who did they beat last week? Who they beat last week? They did win last week. Oh, it's a bad team. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a bad team. I'm going to stay away from the spread on that one.
I would. That spread wise, up and up. Tampa Bay takes that. Spread wise, that could be a tough one.
Exactly.
So, all righty. So we got anyone going with Atlanta on that? Nobody, right? So Chargers, Cincinnati. All right, Julio. Come on, the LA. You're a heart. Although to me, the Chargers need to be in San Diego. They don't belong in LA. That's a San Diego team.
They're gonna blitz the crap out of Justin Herbert. They're just gonna blitz the crap out of him. The kid can't throw under duress. He cannot, and teams are figuring him out.
Yeah, because he looked. I think you're right, Julio. He, at the beginning of the season, I thought this guy's, he's the next Tom Brady, and I think he got something with that. He's getting flustered when they give him when he's under attack, and their running game is not as good. And he's getting flustered. I think emotionally. They play outdoors there too, right? They'll have the cold weather, so. I think I'd be very shocked if they pulled that one out.
Yeah, I think it's going to be LSU over Oregon. I'm sorry. I mean, but
LSU, good for you. That's good.
What's wrong?
Yeah, definitely Justin Herbert. To me, man, this kid, he just needs to learn how to throw under pressure situations. If you sense that blitz coming, call an audible, man. Throw a screenplay or something, man. Just or roll out of the pocket, but don't just sit there and get sacked.
Well, listen, I'll to be honest with you, I know the team well, and historically they suck when they go to Denver. They just suck, no matter. It just doesn't work out for them ever in Denver.
All the way back to the Schottenheimer playoff days. My God.
Yeah, it just never works out. And when my friends were like, "Oh, I like the Chargers today," I'm like, "I don't think so." I was very, very worried about that game. This game against Cincinnati, you're talking about 2 teams that are very. You don't know what you get, right? The Bengals lost to the Jets, so they definitely could lose. They're not like a world beater by any chance. So. We'll have to see.
But they thrashed Pittsburgh, and the Chargers barely beat them. And they've got some momentum going. Their running game mixing is really getting better. I really think they could be a sleeper. I don't pick them to go all the way, but I think they're a definite playoff team. And if the Chargers somehow can make a statement, they'll be back in the mix. But I just think they're fading fast, unfortunately.
Yeah. This is a AFC matchup with a couple of teams. So if they do lose, they're definitely fading. So I think the next game on there is Minnesota, Detroit.
We lost Todd again.
Yeah. Okay. It's Minnesota, Detroit.
Minnesota, Detroit. I mean, if you're playing straight up, really, I think if you're playing straight up, I would take the Vikings. I can't back Detroit.
Yeah, I got the Vikings, even though with the inconsistent play of Mr. Kirk Cousins, I would go definitely with Minnesota because Detroit is still they haven't won a game. I believe they have 1 tie, right?
Yeah. They always fight though. They don't just they come to try to win. They just can't.
You guys are picking without points, right?
Yeah, it looks like we're picking without points. It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, but you could do both. If you want to throw points in there, that's fine.
Oh, well, we have to go one way or the other. So,
Can't do it.
Yeah,
well,
that's
there's
what
different people. There's people that do pools. Like I do a football pool, so I'm straight up. But there are people that do individual or parlays and.
With points, I'd be very nervous. Anytime it's 3.5 in this league, I still think Cincinnati's going to win. I probably might take the points, but with this league, 3.5 can be. I have lost so many tough, close games by 1, 2, 3 points this year. Half points.
You know what I've been doing? I've been buying the half point back because I hate that half point. I've been buying it back and trying to say if I like a team, I'll buy the half point, and not so you don't get so the hook doesn't kill you. I mean, it's a killer.
Yeah. So all right. So what game were you talking about while I was again?
Minnesota, Detroit.
Minnesota, Detroit.
Oh, Detroit is just so horrible. Detroit is just.
I agree. Absolutely.
They are just so.
And if they had Matthew Stafford, they wouldn't even have that tie.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see if
they got lucky. They just got lucky.
Sorry, man. I'm just bashing Stafford right now. I'm sorry.
If the Rams keep fading and they go 500 next year, McVay might be on the hot seat. Not to look into the future too much, but
I think he's in a hot seat now, man. He's been calling these bonehead fourth down calls, man.
Last year, yeah.
All right, so here is from. I'm going to share this one. This is Detroit because this is who it happens to is Detroit. So let me get to this right here. Let's play this. Watch this. Oh, wonk, wonk. It was a punt and it hits the guy in the head. A fumble off of me.
Yeah.
So it hits the guy in the head on a punt. Like who gets hit in the head on a punt? Your own guy. Yeah, Detroit. That's it. Detroit. So wait, what game? So that was Detroit is Minnesota, which is perfect timing as we're going to add Jared to the screen, and Jared is a big Minnesota dude, so he's going to talk a little bit about what happened with Minnesota and their upcoming game with
the Motor City Kitties.
Yeah, what let's see, Minnesota
Detroit.
Funny, they beat Green Bay and then they lost to San Francisco.
Well, we beat the Chargers, then we beat Green Bay, and then we lost to San Francisco. A game that we were up, and I felt in control most of the game. It was probably one of Cousins' worst games of the year by far. Some of the most bonehead plays that he's thrown all year. He did get a pick, still only his third pick of the year. So I can't really argue too much with that. Despite what what the rest of the country and everybody else thinks about Kirk Cousins, I think he's playing all right. But even with that being said, we did have another turnover in our side of the field. Not only Cousins interception, but Dalvin Cook had a fumble, and that kind of turned the whole tide of the game. They got like 14 points in a matter of like 2 minutes, and we were playing catch up, and still had a chance to win the game. To be honest with you, I know that every game has great play calls, but when you're losing and you're looking for any way to get back in the game when a call goes against your team, it certainly it grinds your gears to say the least. So there was a play that they threw the ball to Thielen. Thielen catches it with his fingertips. It does not touch the ground. They called it a incomplete. We still challenged it. Lost the challenge. Don't know how, but we did manage to still get the first down. And then the last play of the game, which we're driving. We're on probably the Niners 30-yard line if I remember correctly. And then it's a fourth down call. We're going, and the play goes to Jefferson. And one of the 49ers players is draped all over him, pulling his arm down before the ball gets there. And lo and behold, no PI was called. So that was kind of the end of the game. But, I guess any fan can sit there and bitch and complain about the play calls. had Cousins played better, we didn't fumble the ball, then it's a different story. But, you know, in all reality, the Niners have been playing pretty well also. So there's no shame I have in losing that game. And I still feel okay in terms of the Vikings getting back in the mix, because the NFC, you know, unless you're like the top tier, you know, there's a lot of room to get in there with the 7th spot. And playing the Motor City Kitties, as I mentioned earlier, is certainly a good way to get right.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
I thought you were a Raider. I thought you were a Raiders guy, Jared.
No, definitely no Raiders. I'm a Dodgers man. I'm a Dodgers guy. No Raiders though, man. Don't let this black sweater fool you, man.
Just a question for you guys. Do you think there are some teams that are just destined to be cellar dwellers? That's either their ownership or their management just cannot get them out of where they are. Doesn't matter how hard they try. Doesn't matter their fan base. Are there just some teams that are just destined to be there consistently, like Detroit?
Yep.
It seems that way.
Detroit for sure.
You know, this is not Detroit's first rodeo of possibly going winless, you know, and
so what do you think has been the best surprise though this year? You know?
Who has been the best surprise?
Yeah.
Probably the Patriots.
I think Cincinnati's been great. And not just because Todd's wearing the jersey. But, you know,
I'm going to go with the Patriots, man. Patriots have been.
Well, you know what? You know what? Yeah, I got to say the Patriots, even though it started a little rocky with a rookie quarterback to be expected. Yeah, man, Patriots and Belichick. It's
the Patriots are going nowhere. Trust me. That ain't gonna last.
Well, look, it may not be for this year, but I think it certainly sets them up for something long term. And you know,
I'm impressed they got 6 wins in a row, but this is not a team that's going to do any damage come playoff time.
What about Buffalo? How have they surprised anybody this year, or have they? They surprised me.
No, they haven't.
Negatively, they surprised me. I thought they'd be better, to be honest with you.
Vegas had them over under 11 wins, so they're not surprising anybody. In fact, they might not even hit that 11.
I thought Buffalo was going to do so much better, and they just fell apart. They had so much going for them. They won 4 in a row against what we thought were good teams. They destroyed Miami, and then they beat them twice. Then they lost to Jack. You know, they're 2-2 in the last 4 games. They lost to the Colts and at home, and so you know they beat the Jets. They just haven't. I thought they were going to be great, but they killed me in the first game of the season, losing to the Steelers. And they really just haven't. Like we talked about earlier, the Ravens have a better record than Buffalo, but I think this second half of the season is showing some other things. Like here's a surprise. Not that they beat good teams, but Miami has won 4 in a row after losing, 7 in a row.
Yeah.
So and Tua looked pretty decent too, which you know everybody's been waiting to see.
Yeah. I like Tua. I think he's playing well.
That Miami defense, they're stingy, man. They've been picking it up lately.
And they should be able to beat the Panthers, I think, which is their game this week.
How bad is Cam look though? Jeez.
Right. You know, but Julio, you're right. It's like, so Miami in the last 4 games gave up 9, 10, 17, and 10. That, you know, and that one, you thought Cam Newton may do something. I took Miami in that game, but they've been their defense has been solid. You know, even though Houston stinks, but and then they're playing the Giants this week, and even though the Giants won, beat Philadelphia, which I can't believe that one. But that was so low scoring. I believe Miami at home is just they're gonna wipe the Giants. You know, this is Miami's schedule coming up. Talking about schedules, they have the Giants, the Jets, then the Saints. There's 3. So Miami could end up being 8-7 after the next 4 weeks because they have a bye. So
I think they're going to do it. I think they are going to be 8-7. I think they can run those 3 games. I mean, that defense has just been lights out, man.
Yeah, I don't know who they're in with the standings. I don't know, but they could end up being a wild card team maybe if they keep it up.
Well,
And
they're in the same division as Buffalo and New England, so they're not going to win the division, but maybe they can.
right.
Yeah.
Right. And here's another one talking about like second half turnarounds. The Chiefs, who started 3-4, have won 4 in a row. And they beat, okay, let's say they beat the Giants. Big deal. Okay, here's who they beat: the Packers, the Raiders, and the Cowboys in the last 3 games. And they play Denver this week. So, Denver KC. So what's predictions on Denver KC? Anything?
I think Denver's been playing really well. I can't, you can't really count them out. I don't know what the line is on that, but the truth is, I wouldn't be surprised if Denver wins that game.
So the line is 10, and I'm definitely not laying 10 with the Chiefs, but this is one of my picks. I'm going to go under the number, under 47. I like the game to play under. I think Denver's defense is playing really good on that side of the ball. And the reason why the Chiefs are on a winning streak is because their defense finally showed up, and they've been really playing well and shutting teams down, starting with when they went to Las Vegas and really took the Raiders off the track. So I like this game to be a tight game, low scoring, something like a 23-17 type of game, but that's one of my picks. I'm going under 47.
Oh, you're going to under 47.
Chiefs Broncos.
Yeah, you know what? Because this could be a defensive struggle, offensive struggle against defense, and
they're at Denver, right?
They are
that
at
game
Kansas
is
City.
in KC, I believe.
Kansas City.
It's always scary betting the Chiefs under because of Mahomes, and they could just have an explosion. But I think it's a division game that just might be a little bit tighter than people think. But I can't believe the spread is 10. That's a lot of points. That's a lot of points to lay right now with Denver the way they've been playing on D.
I'm surprised actually that it's that high.
Right?
I that consider.
No, I'll bring a new person into the mix for 1 second. And I'm going to step out. One of my favorite people, Remy, is joining us again. Last time she joined us from the car. So, she could be away from the steering wheel. And good evening to you.
And Todd, I'm going to punch out. Todd, I'm going to punch out. I'm going to punch
Remy,
out.
hold on 1 second. Rick's picks is punching out. What? Give us your picks, Rick's.
We got the Chiefs under 47. And I'm going against the crowd. I don't like to lay 12.5, but I think the Rams are going to punch Jacksonville all over the field at home. And I think it's going to be a 34-13 type of win, which gives you plenty of coverage with that 13 points or 12.5. So it's a big favor with the Rams, and it's the under 47 with the Chiefs. And we'll see how we do.
So you have a bonus pick, or is that your double parlay there?
Well, my bonus pick is the Cincinnati Cincinnati Chargers game. I like that to be an over game. I think that's going to be a lot of points. So I'm going over the number in that game, which I was looking at. That over under is I forgot what it is.
Wow, look at this. So Cincinnati's games are 47 points, 45 points, 58, 65, 57, 45, 51. So over 40 is a good bet, and Chargers also 51, 47, 78, Pittsburgh versus Pittsburgh, 41, 37. You could be right on that one. So that's your bonus pick.
Yeah, that's the bonus. I'm going over the number. I think there's going to be the winner of that game is going to have 30, 33 points. So we'll see. And we'll check back with you guys and see if I won any money or if I'm washing cars.
Good luck. I hope you win some money.
I'm normally washing
cars. And Rick, trust me, I can't help but call them San Diego still too. Sorry.
Look, I know they're in LA. I've been to I've been to that beautiful stadium a couple of times. As we're always a road team, which is so lame. It's ridiculous. I'll be honest with you. I went to the Chargers Raiders game. 90% of the fans were Raider fans. 90.
Yeah.
That's pretty weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, with the Raiders, that's to be almost expected, considering how much of an LA fan base they have, and they were here for many years. And LA did not have a team for many years, so even when they were in Oakland, a lot of them basically piggyback to the Raiders either way. So that's not surprising. But 90%, a lot of the other teams, I know they have.
Hey, Rick, I was so happy for you guys when you guys beat the Steelers and those stupid, terrible, the little waving of the towels
was making me so mad. Oh my god. Oh my god. But every game's a road game for them. So going to Cincinnati, they're used to having no fans there, so they'll be all right. We'll see.
Well, let's see. Cincinnati. So all righty, Rick's picks. You got it. Good to see you.
Take care. Have a good one, Rick.
Good luck with your stuff. And there goes Mr. Rick's picks. So Remy, so how what do you got? What have you got for us? Do you got any Giants reviews and previews?
Unfortunately, I didn't get to see the game because I couldn't get it where I was. And once again, you just proves to me that they don't know what they're doing. They're just all over the place. Like they win when they need to. They don't win when they need to, and they win when it's like, who cares? I'm glad that.
I heard Daniel Jones could be out this week.
He's not. Now it's to be determined. He doesn't want to be out, so he might be coming in.
What do you think is better though, to have the other guy who had a good showing that one time, or
Glennon did not have a good showing. He went out against Daniel Jones went out against the Cowboys, and we were down by 3. Glennon came in and threw 2 picks. We lost by 25.
Oh, you know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking the Jets. That's
You're
why.
thinking of Mike White for the Jets.
Mike White.
No.
Right.
Yeah, no.
I'm thinking the Jets.
It could honestly, Daniel Jones will probably play, and like I said, I'm just not
at the
even
beginning of the show.
Right,
I said that Russell Wilson belongs on the Giants because he's gotten so bad. He's so bad that he belongs. He belongs on the Giants.
No, he's not bad. He's got pins in his thumb, and he came back too soon. They brought him back too soon to do this run for the playoffs. He should have waited till after their bye week to come back or whatever. When he came in too soon, his thumb's done. I don't think he's mentally ready to be there anymore. They need some changes up in there. I would take him in a heartbeat. I would take Baker Mayfield on my team right now. I would take him.
Really?
Baker is I'm still a fan of Baker. The only thing Baker needs to learn how to do is throw through tight windows, and that's what 3rd and long is. And once he can learn how to do that, but other than that, it's a run game offense. I don't think he's in the right offense. He doesn't have the right offense for what he can do, because the guy can throw a pass. He's accurate when he throws them. He can throw the deep ball. That's what he did in college. But he played with these guys that when he was in college, the guys he played with, they're all 1st-round draft picks, and they were always open. These guys don't get open. They don't have a passing game, and they want to rely on the run defense. And he blew up Cincinnati a couple weeks ago, and he's got it in him. And I just and he's playing hurt. He's got a shoulder injury. He's got a knee injury. He probably shouldn't be playing. They should, but their answer, Case Keenum, is not their answer. He's not going to win anything for them either. So. On that,
I'm not rooting for him either, though. He's a good. I think he's a very sound backup in the league for sure. And I'm not.
He was really good at He was really good at Minnesota.
Right. But he did well with us. And I honestly, I preferred him over Cousins for the first year because Cousins couldn't get the hell out of the pocket. Keenum's smart with the ball. He can run and scramble to get a few extra yards to get your first down. He's not going to lose you the game. Granted, he's not going to win you the game, but I don't really see Baker winning you the game either.
Yeah,
Baker. I don't know. Last year in the playoffs, he wiped the field at Pittsburgh, and they almost beat Kansas City. Kansas City came back at the end, so he knows how to play in the big game. He knows how to win the big game. I just don't think that offense is built for him. And now in the stature part, maybe his shortness is coming in because those 3 and longs, when you need to get it through a tight window, you need to be tall to kind of get those. Those are the quarterbacks that are making those plays. But if he can learn to just go through those tight windows and get those plays, it's going to be a more open field. But he needs more receivers. And Odell Beckham wasn't the answer because he's not the answer. And since the Rams picked up Von Miller and him, they've lost all 3 of their games. they were. I don't know.
Yeah,
So,
but I don't know if that's necessarily. It's I think a lot of it is Robert Woods not being there, and they're honing in on Cooper Kupp. They don't have anybody to spread the offense around, and I never thought OBJ was the answer. I think he was just a flashy name who had a spectacular catch. I don't think Von Miller is a bad pickup. I think they spent too much to get him. But the truth is, they've been playing behind also in most of these games, so it's very hard to rush the passer. And what Von Miller and Aaron Donald do so well when they're running the ball because they're already up 14 points. So but I'm not, trust me, I'm not a Rams fan.
No,
I was rooting for him against Green Bay though.
But and also Stafford's playing hurt too. They don't want to say anything, but he's got some rib injuries. He's not playing all there either, so he's hurt. But Packers to me are the best team I think out there. I think they're better than Tampa Bay, and everybody keeps saying Tom Brady's going to go back. I think I'm thinking Green Bay in the Super Bowl. I think it's their time. They've been one step away 3 years in a row. So I just really think they have all the pieces. And then
I agree with Remy.
Playing with his broken toe, and he's playing the way he's playing. And if he can rehab it,
not broken toe, it's COVID.
But here's lucky for Green Bay because their schedule is they get a bye, and then they got Chicago, Baltimore, Cleveland, Minnesota, and Detroit. Boy, they have kind of an easy path.
Hey now. Come on now.
They're going to win at least Jordan, 3 of those.
Even that Minnesota game, man.
Well, where are they playing that one?
That one's in Green Bay. That one's going to be in Green Bay.
In Green Bay.
And they're not going to beat Green Bay twice.
And it's out to work.
What about that, Remy?
They squeaked that one by though. I mean, but
there should have been 2 interceptions in that game.
Huh?
There should have been 2 interceptions in that game. That Green Bay.
Well, you got to catch the ball to make it an interception. You know what I mean? Could have won it.
Hey, Roland. So, what teams in Canada? Who do they root for in Canada? Is the CFL still around?
Oh yeah, it's still around. It's still around. I mean, in fact, they're heading into their playoffs this week and next week. And
guys, I'll be back.
Hamilton. I know. This is what happens in Canada.
Isn't that the one that has the end zone that's like 40 yards long or something?
30 yards deep, and the goalposts are in play.
Huh.
They're on the goal line.
And the field is like 20 yards long, right? It's 20 yards and 40-yard end zones.
Well, there's 30-yard end zones. There's a 55-yard line. And I think they're 10 yards wider, if I'm not mistaken.
That's kind of cool, though.
Yeah, are the Argonauts a big team out there still?
The Argonauts?
Yeah.
Well, I think every other team is called the Rough Riders, so I don't know.
Jordan was thinking the same thing I was. Rocket Ishmael, right?
100%. Exactly.
Hey, don't forget, Doug Flutie played up here for a little while. He had a cup of coffee up here.
Yeah. Then he went to the Raiders and didn't do anything.
Well, he did. He did all right at Boston College, so not too bad.
That he did.
He had some talent, to throw the long ball and pray like
the Vikings got his brother Quadri, the missile they called him.
That's right. I got
Quadri Ishmael.
Yeah, he was actually pretty decent.
Lou, did you watch Doug Flutie when he was in Boston?
A little bit. We got to remember, what was it? The Hail Mary pass to
Boston.
Let me think who the receiver was. Oh God, I'd have to look it up. But yeah, we watched Flutie.
Right.
I got a friend of mine in Buffalo.
Did you eat Flutie Flakes?
He had Flutie.
No, I didn't eat Flutie Flakes.
My friend in Buffalo still has an unopened box of Flutie Flakes. He still does.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, if you're in Buffalo, I think the hardiest fans are in Buffalo because they've really got nothing. They got nothing to look forward to other than football.
Hey, I'll get one name for Buffalo. That's Scott Norwood.
A Weck and a Jenny.
Yeah.
Did you say Scott Norwood? Oh my God, field goal kicker.
Yep, Scott Norwood, man.
Wide right? Was it wide right? Is that right?
Oh.
Yeah. You never know.
So I'm gonna do a little plug, but as Roland and Lou know, so I'll have a new podcast coming out from it's my old one is Todd, You're an Idiot, but this one is Just Saying. I'm just talking. I don't talk sports. I talk some funky things, and
That looks like a Michael Strahan gap in your teeth there. What's going on there?
Yeah, you know what? That's because I'm just saying, just with a little humor involved. So that'll be out soon. So,
I think the Giants could be a much better team if they put as much effort into retiring Strahan's jersey than winning down the road.
Hey, let's be nice. Their general manager and I grew up together.
Really?
In Boston, yeah. Dave Edelman.
Well,
He's
very
not going
nice.
to be general manager much longer.
They said that at the beginning of the season. You're right.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. It's like some of these general managers and coaches, they've already proven bad, and then they get hired by another team as if they're suddenly going to be good when they've already been, and then they're bad again. So.
Yeah, let's not talk coaches in the college football ranks. Holy Christ!
Oh yeah, this weekend was crazy.
Oh my!
Hey, SC came up though.
LSU.
And they got one of the recruits that was committed
Oklahoma.
To Oklahoma to come to SC now.
Yeah, from LA originally anyway, though.
Quarterback.
He basically gets all of his recruits from LA already, so he's got a leg up.
Mm-hmm. I think he's like number 3 in the nation in recruits. I can't remember. He's quarterback.
It's got to be the visor, man.
Well, good. Yay, Michigan! They finally beat Ohio State.
That was a great game.
Yeah.
That was a great game. Great game.
Yeah, that was I mean, they deserved it. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah. Remy, are you talking about the Ohio State?
The Ohio, yeah. They
no, Remy,
that.
Remy, are you from a world where you actually believe that if you can win a game just because you deserve to win the game? Or is it you gotta earn it? I mean, football's up. It's always been
you gotta earn the game.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you gotta earn it. I mean, that's why I'm just, for the first time in 40 years, I actually had a tape I sent saying how much I hate how bad the Giants are, and I've never said that in my life. Even when they were bad, they're the worst team. They're disgusting me. I can't even handle it right now.
Well, imagine it again if you
the
were
worst choice is the Jets. I mean, I couldn't even do that. I can't even jump over to the next side because they're even But
boys and girls, I have to bail. We got another commitment.
All right, Lou.
Take care,
See you next time.
Yep.
Don't forget the book, Hoop Junkie. One more.
Show your book again. Lou's back on the East Coast, so it's a little later for him.
Very nice.
When time with the Boston Celtics, it's a great book.
We'll see
you. Hey, Lou. I can't wait to talk basketball with you, Lou.
We'd love to have Todd set it up. We'll do it one night. Absolutely.
Yeah, we're gonna expand a little bit. I have a little bitter feeling about basketball right now, but we'll. For those who know me, they know why. But
we'll see.
So, all righty, Lou. Great to see you, and we'll catch you next time.
Peace. Bye.
Take care, Lou.
Peace out, Lou. Take it easy.
And there goes Lou.
Well, Todd, who's your team, real quick? Because you led me with that. Now I got to know why. Why are you bitter? What's up?
It has to do with employment issues.
COVID.
No. You know what? That caused part of it, but when you've worked with people for a very, very long time and you've had some disagreements, and there's a couple of people that didn't like you, and they did what they can to make your life hell. So
gotcha.
That's where that stands right now with me and the folks at NBA on TNT. So
well, guys, I have to jump off too. I wanted to stop by and say hi real quick. Maybe next week I can stay longer, but
Remy, so glad you came. Your insight is always so wonderful.
We'll see what happens this week.
Hey, Remy.
Nice to meet you, Remy.
Yes.
Hey, Remy, before you drop off, I just wanted to say, you're talking about Baker Mayfield earlier. And I just got to say, he kind of reminds me of a slightly better quarterback than Mark Sanchez. And I'm sorry for saying that.
Yeah, they're starting to make him. They're starting to say that on the sports stock that he's like a higher version of Mark Sanchez. But hey, Mark Sanchez took the Giants to the playoffs and almost to the championship. So
that is true.
Till the butt fumble.
You know what? There's the quarterbacks out there. You're always going to only have 5% that are really ever good, and they're already out there. So I mean, not everybody's going to have a great quarterback. They have them at their moments, and there's teams that never have good quarterbacks. So.
Before you go, also your game of the week, New England Buffalo. You have any thoughts?
Buffalo.
Oh wow, that was easy.
Good guess. Good guess. Hey, Remy, before you go as well, has anybody here been paying attention to the Eli Payton show? And how do you guys like that?
Love it. Love it. It's so much fun.
Great.
I think it's pretty good.
ESPN shot themselves in the foot because no one's watching the other guys, and I think they're a little mad because everybody's watching the Peyton, the Eli show.
I think it's great television. It sometimes you can wait a while for a laugh, but I quite like it. I think it's phenomenally refreshing.
It's good insight. I wish I had the rights to show NFL games, because I think throwing a panel of us on there, given the sports gluttons, given their point of view, it could be very entertaining. But it's great, right? But it's great getting their insight and then having a guest on, and Remy's out, and then and getting an insight with another guest, and it's good, and they're two, and they give observations, which is pretty cool.
Do you guys remember when Tony Romo got so much flack because he was almost like calling the next play because he was giving so much insight? People were getting pissed off because of he was telling okay, here comes another play. They're gonna run this. They're gonna run that. And I think it's great for TV. I think that they're doing
that's great. So if I was with them, I would say, well, okay, how did you know that? Why did you? As the offensive guy, you're calling that. What are you thinking? Why are you calling that? What are you thinking the defense is going to do to allow you to call that play? You know what I'm saying? What's your mindset? Instead of by just saying, okay, they're going to run an end around, what made you come up with that? What was the strategy behind that?
I mean, these guys are not that far removed from playing the game professionally. So they still remember these guys. They still remember them. Nothing happens really in the NFL, I think, that's all that unique.
Here's the most important thing. They have personality, man. They got charisma. They're entertaining. It's not just schematics. It's not just
Omaha.
I mean, that's at the end of the day, this is entertainment. They're on TV.
Yeah.
They got to deliver it with some sort of presence that's going to make you want to watch and laugh.
They're delivering it with their personality. That's who they are, and it's not designed to be anything other than what it is, which is a couple of brothers, it's a great, that's a great dichotomy right there, that they're both playing off each other. But, they've got some great special guests on there that thankfully are not there for the entire time.
Marshawn Lynch was great. I thought he was entertaining as hell.
I think it's great, Roland. But do you think Peyton and Eli are promoting this show the way we're promoting that show?
I think one.
Todd.
I hope they'll be around one day, Todd, that they can reciprocate. Right now,
those sports gluttons dudes, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Hey, Jordan, I was expecting Marshawn Lynch to just say, "I'm only here so I don't get fined." Next question. I'm only here. Skittles, man.
Talking about before you asked me a question. And Roland, you've been around. It would be interesting to give stories of being on the road and dealing with announcers and athletes, and what they're like on the road and their personalities, and some are good, some are friendly. Most don't remember who you are. They remember you. They don't remember your name. But there's stories, and it'll be interesting to discuss.
I mean, people would rather hear Bob Costas tell a story than me tell a story about Bob Costas. Or you know what I'm saying?
Right, in a sense. But I think if you have
I'm
a good
a nobody
story,
in this picture. I'm a fly on a wall. That's about it.
I'd rather hear you, Roland.
Here's one. So I'm in a bar. It was playoffs. I'm in a bar. And Shaquille O'Neal is in there, and he's friggin' huge. Roland, you've probably been around him. The guy's a monster. So he walks by, and this older woman says to him, "Oh, Shaquille," like she knows him. "Oh, Shaquille, this is my husband." And he keeps walking. He goes, "Good for you." It's like in a sarcastic, like he doesn't. People, they get bothered so much. But he's a decent guy.
I met Shaq. I actually met Shaq. He was cool. He let me take a picture with him. It was at across from UCLA right there. There's a hookah. And of all places, he was smoking hookah. And
Wow.
And I was just leaving the BJ's, and I walked by, and you can't help but notice a big 7-foot black dude smoking hookah sitting right there. I mean, so I was like, Shaq? He was like, yeah. Not like there was any doubt, right?
He's huge. He's
I'm like,
huge.
you mind if I get a picture? He's like, no, go ahead.
He's huge.
So I just had to not burn my ass with the hookah, the coal that was there. Other than that, it was great. Cool.
Right.
Well, Todd will attest to that our jobs come with an unwritten, we have access to information, access to situations and experiences that really it's not up to us to start, verbalizing all over the place. If the average... I'm
gonna verbalize one now.
Yeah, all right.
I'm gonna verbalize one.
You go ahead.
I have nothing to lose anymore. So
no, that's true. That's true.
We were we have replays and we have mics on the referees, and a referee said something that he wanted to make a call on somebody, and it was something that should not have been said, and the tape guys, if I remember, initials were CC, and the NBA guy told him to erase that off the tape.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was something.
Yes.
He told him, because if it got out, it was
the NBA protects their product just like the NFL.
It's almost like game fixing. The guy referee wanted to do something.
Hey, listen, I remember being on a plane with Dick Bavetta. Remember Dick Bavetta,
great guy
for the NBA, great guy. We were doing the Eastern Conference Finals, and we were going from, I think it was Indianapolis to New York or vice versa. And I think we're coming from New York going to Indianapolis, and all of us, the NBC guys, were all on the plane, and Dick comes on the on the plane, and somebody busts his balls, and hey, Dick, what happened yesterday? Because the New York lost. Right. And he goes, I don't know, I did my best. Right. So I mean, the issue is that we are, because of our situation, privy to things that
but
if you understand if you understand what the rules are, unwritten. I mean, I'll another story quickly is I was working a WWE show, and this is the show that J.R. Ross comes back after his stroke. So while he's been gone,
the
announcer, exactly. So while this has been going on, there's been this arc of a story where the young guy is starting to spout off that he's better than JR. JR is washed up. He was never very good. This guy is much, much better. So it's supposed to end in the ring on the show that I'm recording, that I'm working on. And it's supposed to happen, as all things do for the WWE, in the ring. That's where it's supposed to be settled. So during the rehearsal, what happens is that J.R. Ross comes out, and he's still not quite right. He's still got parts of his body that aren't working so well.
His face doesn't work
right. Yeah, exactly. So the young guy is supposed to be the one who's got to make all this work, right? Because JR isn't moving around so much. So during the rehearsal, this is before anybody's allowed in the arena. They start grappling, and Vince McMahon is on the intercom, as Todd would understand, talking to everybody about what's going on. All of a sudden, I'm listening on the intercom as well, because everybody's going through a rehearsal, and the cameramen start lighting up like, Jesus Christ. If this airs like this will set us back 20 years. Oh, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. God, I hope it doesn't do this. And so what happens is that none of it's very good, and the rehearsal is just terrible. So Vince McMahon goes down to ringside, stops everything, calls J.R. Ross over, and says, and this is where I got the best fucking quote I've ever heard from anybody. He looks at J.R. Ross and says, "It's up to you to sell this. If you don't sell this," this is the best line ever, "I will send you back to the glue factory I found you in." End of rehearsal. Now with the WWE, they know what the fuck is going to happen. The audio guy has been given the right audio music to play for the winner before the match has even started. That's how much they know what's going to happen to avoid.
Oh, they know exactly what's going to happen.
So the issue is now rehearsal's over. Everybody goes now. Literally, everybody's buzzing. And again, this is my first show. I've done it in a while, and they're like, "We don't know how this is going to fucking end. We don't know, but we're going live." They let the fans in. we're coming up, and we got a couple of preliminary matches before the big one shows up, and everybody's like, all right, the director actually said, all right, everybody, hang on, we have no fucking idea where this is going to go. So what happens is JR steps into the ring, and before the bell is even gone off, he launches to the other side, jumps on the young guy, and starts beating the piss out of him on his head, right? This is before anything's... Now, the way this is supposed to end is the young guy is supposed to be gotten beat up and supposed to head out of the ring and up the aisle and out of the arena. That's the way it's supposed to end. Everybody's supposed to go crazy. JR is supposed to, be victorious, right? So he starts beating the shit, and real blood is coming off this guy's fucking forehead. That
You
he's
always love
beating.
that.
Yeah, it's real blood, and the guys
Good
are
for the
going, holy fuck.
magazines.
The intercom, all I heard on the intercom was, holy fuck, holy fuck, holy fuck, holy fuck. So the kid does what he's supposed to do. He gets away from JR. He gets out of the ring. He runs up. The crowd goes fucking crazy. And the referee holds up JR's hand, but he's got no control over it, right? So the referee holds it up, and then they go to break. It ends exactly the way they wanted it to end, but not the way they wanted it to happen. During the commercial break, Vince McMahon gets on the PL and goes, everybody, you fucking listener again, that's my guy. He just broke his wrist for us. That's my fucking guy right there. And he did, as you can tell, as Vince McMahon is a big tough guy, he goes, that's what being on this fucking family is all about. And that's an exact.
He's making the most money as one of the family members.
Sure he is. But the point is that he was told to do it or go back to the glue factory he was founded.
Right.
So
right.
Those are stories you're never going to hear anywhere else, obviously. But that's an indication of something that's supposed to be determined comes out a little different, but still the end result still is the same. So anyway, that's my story.
Very
interesting.
Gentlemen, I'm going to have to head out. I have to figure out dinner for my family here. So I'm
all righty, Jared.
Gonna
great seeing you. Glad you could join.
Jared, nice to meet you.
We're going to wrap it up soon anyway, so it's glad you could make it.
Yep. Great seeing you, Jared. Take care, man.
I will do my best to be here consistently as possible.
Love having you. So Minnesota next week, they're playing
Detroit.
Boy.
I mean, how do you not go at Minnesota, right?
I mean, I am.
How do you not go?
They should destroy him, Jared. Destroy him.
The only way to go with that is
if I will use all my fandom to make sure that happens. I will will them to a win. Yeah. So,
all right, gentlemen. All right, John, we'll catch up with you next week.
All right, guys. Good night.
Take care.
You got it.
Well, Todd, how many of these have you done? How many of these have you done now, Todd? I'm sorry I missed a couple.
Oh, we're every week. We've been, oh man, Julio's been on at least 3 or 4. I would say this is number 8 maybe, or 7.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, we do them every week, and it's growing, and I want to end up having it in a studio style with guests, remote guests also.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm picking out. I'm experimenting with different softwares. So this is my go-to because it's not the one I would use in a studio. So it's interesting because they're trying to put softwares together to work like TV, but I don't think they're TV people putting the softwares together. So they're missing elements like some I could squeeze you out and squeeze you back, not on this software. And I like that, but then the other, so that software doesn't do certain things I want. So let's run through this real fast. So because we're gonna wrap it up. Let's see Indy Houston. We got to go with the Colts on that one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right. That's Giants Miami. We touched on that. Miami. I think Miami takes them easily.
Yeah. Their defense has just been lights out lately.
Wait a minute. Go back to Indy Houston. I thought Houston couldn't fight their way out of a wet paper bag. have I been missing some things lately, or what?
You know what? Let me see something. Let me see if I got Casey. Does she talk? She talks Indy. Let me see if I could get that on here. But she her audio was a little screwed up last time, but I want to see if I can get
Didn't you
it
mention
back.
that Indy beat Buffalo just a little while ago?
Yeah, that was Indy beat. They beat Buffalo before they lost. Wait a second. Indianapolis beat Buffalo 2 games ago. Who did they just lose to? Who did Indy lose to? They lost to.
I don't know.
Tampa Bay, right?
I believe they did lose to Tampa. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. They did. You're right.
I had Indy. That was if they would have won that, I would have won my pool. But I tied on the pool. So
yeah, I thought Houston was really, really bad this year and not looking great.
Houston's horrible.
Yeah. So, but you got Houston beating Indianapolis? Wow.
Oh
no. We have Indianapolis beating Houston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Here's Casey's take. Let's see if this works.
It is inexplicable how little the Colts used Jonathan Taylor in the first 3 quarters of the Buccaneers game. They had ridden him to wins in the weeks before, but for some reason, Frank Reich wanted to use Carson Wentz, and suddenly what they had were interceptions and fumbles and a loss.
That's a good take.
Where'd you get that from?
Roland, you don't watch the show, buddy.
I don't. Obviously,
Roland, we have people submitting and
really. Congratulations, good for you.
Yeah, you know, I wish I had.
You got to work on your background a little better. You know, the background looks a little odd. Your background.
You know, it's Roland. You got no idea what it takes.
You got green painter's tape all over you. I don't know what's going on back there.
I got script outlines back there. You got no idea.
It's hard to hold a conversation. I get you. You know, even for you, you need a path.
And I got to run this with the videos and all that stuff. So, you know, I don't have like everything put in a spot box. Doesn't work that way on this show.
I understand.
Right. So that was a great take.
Yeah,
Julio, what do you think? And Roland, from you coming in for this first time, Remy and Casey have like great stuff to add. They're so knowledgeable.
They are very knowledgeable.
It's so wonderful to have them. And
I don't know what the heck Frank Reich was thinking last week, man.
Yeah, I'm surprised they hang around with you guys. Honestly, it'd be an insult to their intelligence.
I don't know what the heck Frank Reich was thinking last week, man. Trying to pass the ball instead of giving it to Taylor. There were even signs in the stands. People were saying, "Run the damn ball."
The coach is like, okay, so Washington, Seattle, this game, right? What was the final score of that one? That was 15-17. 17-15, Washington wins. So Washington, they're on the 2-yard line, 4th down or something, or on the 3. And instead of just kicking a field goal and making them score a touchdown, they go for the touchdown. I'm like, are you insane? And then they almost lost, but Seattle botched it at the end. I think there was a penalty or something. But how do you not go for the field goal and put it out of field goal range at least? That's got to be one of the bonehead calls in history against the Seattle team who made a bonehead call in a Super Bowl.
Who do they think's on the other side of the ball? Tom Brady? I mean, come on, guys. Just kick the damn field goal.
Right. Kick the field goal. How do you not kick the field goal and go up 20-15, forcing them to score a touchdown? Because otherwise, you're at the 30, you kick a field goal, you win, and then you lose. Like, unbelievable. That just was shocking. So Philadelphia at the Jets. This becomes a battle of the bads because Philadelphia was that was a horror show.
They're still not as bad as the Jets, but they're not as bad as the Jets. So
I'll take Philadelphia.
Yeah,
Philadelphia, right?
Who's next?
Philadelphia. We go with Philadelphia in that. That gives me my pick because I didn't really know. Jacksonville Rams all the way.
Rams.
Like I said at the beginning, Todd, I'm so sorry, and excuse my French, I'm so pissed off at the Rams right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose this game. They're probably going to win it, but knowing the Rams right now,
I think the only way Jacksonville ever wins another game is if they play all their remaining games back in England, and they hope like fuck, that the teams that have to go there are so sleep deprived that's how they win the game. There's no other way.
Right.
Jacksonville is just so bad. So bad. Oh, so bad. Sorry, Todd.
Yeah, you're
fine.
right.
It's good.
You're right.
I want you to interrupt.
Rams are probably going to win, but you're right. If they play in England, I definitely will go with Jacksonville.
Give Jacksonville, an even shot. Exactly. Put a couple of real soccer players, kick a fucking field goal or something. I don't know.
I think the Jaguars quarterback is horrible. I think he's just horrible. They scored 14, 10, 17, and 9 in a win. 9 points in a win, and he didn't have a touchdown.
Yeah. I mean, he was great at Clemson. He's just not an NFL quarterback.
Not an NFL quarterback.
Yet. Maybe.
Could it be a Tim Tebow? I don't know.
God, I hope not. That guy was a fucking.
No, I don't think he. I think Tebow's better than that guy. So okay, Jacksonville Rams. We go with the Rams. Here was the pick'em: Skins versus Raiders.
Raiders.
Ooh.
At home? You kidding me?
At home.
Washington
they're in Vegas.
Didn't exactly lay the boots to Seattle.
They're coming off of a big win against Dallas. I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Yeah, Seattle's.
I would go with the Raiders too. I hated how Washington played that game.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought they were brutal.
Yeah.
I thought they were just they were a horror show. Then we got Baltimore, Pittsburgh. You know what? The Ravens are like the best bad team in the league. They're 8-3.
Yeah, where's Pittsburgh?
Is Lamar Jackson? Is he out or is he back?
I don't know. I don't know why, but I have the Pittsburgh in an upset over Baltimore at home at Pittsburgh. At home in Pittsburgh.
Well, it is.
Baltimore did not beat. Baltimore squeaked by the Bears and squeaked by the Browns, 16-13, 16-10, and lost to the Raiders, and lost to Cincinnati. So even though they're 8-3, I do not think they're a good 8-3. They beat Detroit by 2 points.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go. That's gonna be my upset game of the week.
Well, Todd, it is the holiday season, so maybe you believe that yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus, and maybe that's why you're picking Pittsburgh. I don't know.
I don't know. When you say yes, Virginia, all I think is Billy Joel come out and play tonight.
For you, it's like you saw a shiny object. I know.
Right. And I think they also lost to Miami, so yeah, I can see that, Todd.
Let's see.
I can see Pittsburgh winning.
Lost to Vegas, Cincinnati, Vegas.
San Francisco,
Baltimore
Seattle.
Didn't play Miami. They beat Minnesota. They lost to Cincinnati. Wait, so who are they playing? The Raiders.
Yeah, I remember Baltimore. Not Baltimore. Excuse me. Yeah, Baltimore. I thought they lost to Miami in Miami because it was Lamar Jackson's homecoming game.
That was not.
You know what? You're right. You're right.
That wasn't this week, though, was it? That was.
It was like maybe three weeks ago or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right. Miami beat Baltimore.
Yeah.
Right. 22-10.
So Baltimore, I mean, they've been up and down as well. They've been very inconsistent. So the fact that you're calling an upset, I think you're right, Todd. I think Pittsburgh could beat Baltimore.
So I got to change that in my little chart here because I have them. They had a loss that week, but make sure I got that. Yeah, they lost 22-10. So yeah, I'm going with Pittsburgh on the.
It's a cool chart there, Todd. Is there a way that you can add? This is a cool chart. I like this. Is there a way that you can add boxes for people to put their votes down?
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
No, I have a different chart that I use.
Okay.
I don't know if you could
add. My cursor does go over top of it, but it doesn't really click on it. But
no, not on that.
Yeah, exactly.
But let me see. I have another chart. Let me see if I can call it up on this page.
Sorry, I didn't mean to divert you.
No, that's fine. I wanted to show it earlier, but I couldn't. Let me see if I could show it.
Sorry, Julio. I didn't mean to kind of,
No worries.
Conversations.
You're good, Roland.
let me see if I could share this chart. Here it is. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, I'm going to share the screen, and then now I'm going to share it.
Yikes!
Let me see if it came over.
Yikes!
Let me get rid of that because I want to. You can see it. I want to put it above. Did it come above? Yeah, there it is. You see that? So there's my chart. I went 11 for 13 last week. Here's my chart. Teams, all the games, the schedules. I break down the red zones, the holdings and offensive holdings and defensive pass interference. I include.
That's a lot of work, my friend. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's a lot of. That's why you don't see graphics like this on the Super Bowl if I'm not doing it.
There you go.
And
I like the other chart. It was much simpler. just vote. Just put one.
That's like when I used to go to OTB. My dad would just read the newspaper. I was 13 and I would read the racing form. So,
yeah, I know. I know about Julio, but I got old eyes. That's way too much information for me.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. But I kind of screwed up certain things on there, so I got to fix that. But anyway, so let's go back to the other chart. That's like the pick'em chart.
Yeah.
And finish this up. So we had Washington, Vegas, Baltimore, Pittsburgh. I'm going with the upset. Yeah. San Francisco. Yeah, I'm going with San Francisco because I thought Seattle also is just a horror show.
San Francisco. Yeah.
This is a game of the week. Denver, Kansas City, but Kansas City's so strong. I'm going with Kansas City. They have such a good
I'm going with Kansas City.
Yeah, I would too.
Ever since that Raiders game, man, I'm telling you, man, they woke up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And what about Monday night?
That's a game of the week. No, New England, Buffalo. I haven't picked that one yet. I
got New England, man.
I'm going Buffalo.
I'm going New England.
Buffalo.
Bill Belichick is going to have a defensive game plan for Josh Allen, man. He's going to be ready.
Buffalo could be. I'm gonna analyze that one a little more before I make the picks. But we got to make the pick for tomorrow. I got to put my because Dallas. That's an easy one. Dallas over New Orleans. So, all righty, guys. I am so glad you joined us. Boy, this was a long one. Roland, thank you for making you popping your cherry this one on this week.
Yeah, my COVID. I'm back, baby. I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
COVID sucks. I got to tell you, man, it sucks.
Yep. Yeah. Well, so, do you have a date when you're heading back out?
It's supposed to be next Tuesday. So what's today? Today's Wednesday. Yeah. So a week yesterday.
Well, you got to test first, right?
I got to test a couple times and see how we go. But I'm outside of the infection stage, and I'm no longer on medication, so it's good. So far, so good.
Good. Well, good for you. Good for you. I'm headed to Michigan tomorrow for college basketball.
Excellent.
Michigan, San Diego on
CBS.
CBS.
Excellent.
Yep.
Who's your production team?
I got no clue.
Probably CBS.
You know what? No, it's a CBS. It's on CBS, this one.
Okay.
Yeah. But I just go. I give them great stuff, and then I walk away.
You're a good worker, man. You're a good worker. You know
what? Thank you.
You do good work. You're passionate about what you do.
Yeah. If I play this one, I walk away and.
Yep.
Yep. So, all right, Julio. Thank you. I hope you got a good week coming up. I hope you're feeling good and healthy. Thank you for joining, and I am going to say goodnight to you guys. I'm gonna pull you off, and thank you very.
Safe travels, Todd, and feel better, Roland.
Thank you. That
looks like a chocolate Gumby.
No, it's stress reliever, Todd. It's a stress reliever. That's right.
I could use that.
Okay, adios.
Take care, guys.
Take care. Okay.
All righty, guys.
Bye-bye.
I'll see you next week.
Bye-bye. Have a good one.
Thank you, Julio. Thank you, guys. It was so good to have you guys. It was. There I go, because I'm looking at my other camera. I had two cameras going, and one issue. It's not easy doing this, I got to tell you. And but I appreciate everybody coming on. This is great. We have a great bunch of panelists that come on. I enjoy them so much, and I love the chats that go. The picks. I hope you enjoy the picks, and you're all welcome to come on. This is open to the fans, sports gluttons. It is for fans who can't get enough sports. So thank you for joining us, and I will see you guys next week.